Welcome to Mastering X e-business lecture series. From this episode, we are talking about how the strategies could be used in e-businesses. Before jumping into e-strategy fundamentals, let's see what is meant by the strategic management. The strategic management process is concerned with the decisions organizations make about their future direction. The decisions in the development and implementation of the strategies which will enhance the competitiveness. Now, what is a strategy? Strategy can be explained as a course of action including the specification of resources required to achieve a specific objective. Nowadays, most of the contemporary organizations thinks that it is an integral part of the strategy to transform the organization into e-businesses. With this kind of course of action, they are targeting to achieve the objective of providing more business value to the corporation and its shareholders. Now, if you want to answer the question, what is a strategy? You can always use these quotes we have listed down here. These typical quotes summarize the essence of a strategy. The first one. When we defining a strategy, it should be based on current performance in the marketplace. It is really very dangerous to come up with a strategy without analyzing the marketplace, because doing a good thing at a wrong time is much worse than doing a wrong thing at a wrong time or good time. In such an instance, you have to work with your luck rather than your strengths. Therefore, always based on current performance in marketplace when you are coming up with a strategy. The second one, strategy defines how we will meet our objectives. When we plan our course of action, it should always target on achieving an objective. Now the third one says, strategies sets allocation of resources to meet goals. And that's true. When we define the strategy, it should include both course of action as well as the specification of resources. The next one says, strategy selects preferred strategic options to compete within a market. Now we come up with strategies just not for fun. We have to target on specific objective, and with that we should be empowered to compete within a market. The last one says it provides a long-term plan for the development of the organization. Now the course of action may be a short-term thing, but the reason behind it should come from a long-term plan. Okay, now we are talking about this transformation, businesses into e-businesses. You may be asked why we need a separate e-business strategy rather than using the same business strategy. Now the rapid advances in the information technology and the emergence of the internet have transformed transactional based commercial activities we have listed down here. Information gathering, shopping, trading, brokering, banking, accounting, manufacturing, distributing, servicing, and retailing. Much of what we know about the everyday conduct of business will continue to change, and all the organizations, large or small, will have to deal with the challenges brought about by these developments. A famous example is Barnes & Noble, the largest retail bookstore chain in US. They had to change their retailing strategy after Amazon launched its online bookstore. You know, the change creates both risks and opportunities, and carefully planned business strategies and models are necessary to identify rising opportunities to develop new competitive advantages. Now think about the implications if the e-business strategy is not clearly defined in an organization. The first one is missed opportunities, and with that surely you will lose in the competition. The next one is inappropriate direction. You will lead for a wrong path, and at some point you will get lost. The third one is isolation of information in different systems. At a technical level, with the limited integration of systems, it will result the isolation of information. Purchasing information in one place, ordering information in another place, and inventory information in another place, and production information in another place. The information is separated, isolated, and remoted because no e-strategy. Now the last one is resource wastage. Resource wastage through duplication of e-business development in different functions and limited sharing of best practices. For instance, each business unit or region may develop separate websites to interact with their business partners, even they can perform the same thing using one website. So hope you got the point. What would happen without any e-business strategy? Now, the e-business strategy development is not a one-go process. It has mainly 3 steps: planning, implementation, and operation. Now, the planning step is the most difficult one. If you do not get it done correctly, you will meet the same fate as we discussed in the previous slide. Therefore, the planning should be accurate, to the point. Now, let's elaborate the planning step. In the planning step, we have to do 2 things. We have to come up with the e-business strategy, and based on that, we have to come up with the implementation plan. When developing the e-strategy, first we have to think what type of e-business we are going to do, whether it is B2B, B2C, or C2C, or something like that. And then we have to think why we need to develop that type of e-business. Based on the pros and cons we have identified, we have to come up with a conclusion doing that type of e-business is beneficial for us. At this point, we have come up with the e-business strategy. Now we have to move towards the implementation plan. In there, we have to think how to develop the chosen e-business type. In the planning step, there is another important thing we have to do. We have to propose our future situation. And it is what we expected after implementing the strategy. Now this proposition should be specific. It should be time scale and figurative. And also, this proposition can be either profit-oriented or cost-oriented or client-oriented. If I propose a profit-oriented future situation, it is something like increase revenue by 30% in 2 years. Now, it is time scale, 2 years, and figurative, 30%. So, this is a perfect profit-oriented proposition. If we are more into profit-oriented propositions, we have to incorporate revenue generation techniques in our strategy. Now, if I propose a cost-oriented future situation, it is something like reduce cost by 20% in 1 year. It is also time-specific and figurative, 1 year and 20%. If you are making a cost-oriented proposition, in your strategies, you have to incorporate techniques to be efficient. Now, if I say increased client satisfaction by 50% in 2 years, that is a client-oriented proposition. So, if you make such kind of statements in your strategies, you have to incorporate techniques to improve the customer service. Okay, now the strategies you have come up with may be newly innovated, or else it may be already common in usage. If they are newly innovated, that means you are a first mover. But if you are using a strategy that is commonly already in use, that means you are a follower. Now we are talking about what are the advantages and disadvantages being a first mover rather than a follower. When becoming the first mover, there is a high chance to capture the market in large because there is no one in the industry doing such a strategy. You are the first one. So the market is all yours. The next advantage is you can establish a brand name of becoming the first mover of that strategy. You are the first one, so you got the name. The third advantage is exclusive strategic alliances. If you are the first mover and you are doing good, everyone may need to partner up with you because you are doing good and you are the only one doing that. So these are the major advantages. And not only advantages, there are disadvantages too. The first one is high cost. Because you are the first one, there is no one to learn from, and also you need to do it perfect, so you have to spend some money. The cost of developing the initiative is usually very high, and there is a high risk. The chance of failure is very high. Now, if this strategy is doing good in the industry, soon enough there may be followers for your new strategy, and they may be better than you. So if you do not being enough innovative at the second wave arrivals, your system may be obsolete. Now the final disadvantage we are talking about is no support services at the beginning. As no one have the experience, there are no support services. So you have to prepare the environment all by yourself. And that's all what we got here. In this episode, we mainly talked about how the strategies should be developed in businesses. Thank you for watching and stay tuned on with Mastering Mix.